This war represents a failure to listen.
Release your anger. Only your hatred can destroy me.
Something terrible has happened.
I find your lack of faith disturbing.
Anger, fear, aggression. The dark side of the Force obey.
Let the past die. Kill it if you have to.
No, you're still holding on! Let go!
Biggest problem in this universe is nobody helps each other.
That's how we're gonna win. Not fighting what we hate. Saving what we love.
Hello, and welcome to Feeling the Force. I'm your host, Alex.
And I'm your other host, Sarah. And today we're going to be talking about joy in The Empire Strikes Back.
Yeah, what a weird concept. This is usually viewed as the darkest of films, so I thought this was going to be very short. It's not. There's quite a lot of joy, I think.
Agreed. I was thinking, because when we set off on this journey, we're like, the middle movies of each of the trilogies are the darker middle chapters.
Correct. I would also like to say Happy New Year, everybody.
Yes.
It is the New Year's Eve, and so hope everybody has a great New Year's Eve and 2026. I know personally I am ready to look 2025 in the rearview mirror. It has not been a great year for me. But how have things been, and how was your 2025, Sarah?
2025 was not a great year. It was a year. I am reminded of the Mountain Goats song, I'm going to make it through this year if it kills me. There was definitely some moments like that. So I want a clean slate for 2026, do a little reset, refresh, and we've got some exciting Star Wars content to look forward to in 2026.
Correct. I'm not sure if we get Ahsoka. I think it wasn't on the new release schedule or whatever. We're not sure. I haven't done any research into it, so I'm not sure if it's just a mistake, a misreport. So we might get Ahsoka this fall or this spring. We might not, but that's okay.
I was going to say, I thought if it was going to release in 2026, it would be like the back half of 26.
Okay, so maybe the fall, but if we get that, maybe not, maybe 2027, but we do get the Mandalorian and Grogu.
Yes, I think I don't even know if I watched the trailer that's out.
I don't think you have.
I don't think I have. So I know very little about the upcoming movie, but I'm still loving Grogu in all the best ways possible, and I am excited to see our little guy up on the big screen.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Yeah, I know we're both still in the mindset of like we get things with Grogu, like we'll go to the thrift store and people have surrendered their Grogus, and we're like, no,
you can't be loved.
Yes, we must adopt the child. So we have a
whole army of children. Not actual children. It's the child. Sorry.
Great wording.
We'll eventually, once they're all packed up right now, but once we get them out, we should take a picture.
We should.
And just, these are all
we're going to have a little Grogu corner and just like, all of the different variants, and because we have multiples of some of the plushes, and so that is good Star Wars content coming out. I'm looking forward to a couple of the books that are releasing.
Yep.
So to me, there's more to look forward to in 2026.
Yes, very much agree. And there's also just a ton of content to go back and watch, because I am excited to do an Andor, Acolyte rewatch. Either want both of those.
Mm-hmm.
And then honestly, I've actually gotten a drive to do a Book of Boba Fett rewatch.
Oh, okay.
I know a lot of people didn't like that. I thought it was pretty good. There were, again, I had a certain amount of issues, but I'm like, I thought it was okay, and I thought I could go for a second season on that one, but I'd prefer it for the Acolyte. I will take that over anything at the moment. But
sure,
yeah,
no, definitely some rewatch opportunities. Well, and I mean, not to get too far ahead of ourselves, but like December 2026 will be the 10-year anniversary of Rogue One. Again, that's basically a year from now.
Right.
But
still good things.
Yeah.
Lots of good things. And again, we're just finding joy and
where we can.
And that's why we're doing this podcast now. We're finding lots of joy in places we did not expect.
Yeah.
So did I segue back into our Empire? Because, I was not expecting to see a ton of joy in this. And
no.
We saw a bunch, I thought. Or I saw a bunch. I don't want to speak for you.
I had more than I thought. Like, I thought I would have, like, 3 lines, like some of our
Yeah.
discussed episodes.
Right.
But no, I think there's actually some things here to talk about. Should we dive into our 3 parts?
Let's do it.
All
so
right.
we will be doing again our 3-part episode. We will be doing our 3 main characters, Han, Luke, and Leia. Then we will do our Jedi and Sith. Then we will do Empire and Rebellion, or good guys and bad guys, because we'll throw in the bounty hunters into the Empire. So
Yes.
This is where the fun begins.
All right. So where would you like to start? Who would you like to start with of our 3 main characters into part 1? Luke, Han, or Leia?
Let's start with Luke because he's the first one we see.
Okay. Did you get what was your first instance of joy? Was he your first instance?
He was actually.
Yeah. Okay, me too. Yeah.
I got him smiling briefly at Han's joke when they're out on patrol on the Tauntauns, and Han makes a joke about how there's no life on Hoth.
Agreed.
It's a funny joke.
I don't know about that, but
Well, it's enough to it tickles a little bit. No,
not for me.
No.
I mean, but maybe I've heard it so many times. I don't know, but so yeah. That was Luke. That was interesting that he was our first instance.
Yeah, it was a low level. He was amused by the statement. Again, it's not the greatest of jokes, but it's a little levity.
Little levity.
Yeah. What do you have next for Luke?
I then have him happy and smiling and laughing when he is in the med bay with Han, and laughing when Han comes in and says like, "Oh, you owe me 2, Junior." Like, that's 2 you owe me, and like that kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm. I wouldn't say it's like a big expression of joy, but I think he's still happy.
I again think it's part of. I mean, we can talk about it more later, but I think it's that kind of uncomfortable, not knowing what to do with the situation, because you're right. Like, Han comes in, he's like, "Hey, you're doing all right," and he's just like, "Oh, haha, well, thanks to you." Like, thanks to you, and you're just like, I think there's that. Correct. He's not like super happy. I think he's more embarrassed, and he's just like, like I got taken care of by.
It could
by
be
Han
embarrassed,
again.
and we don't know how. Yes, he was put in the Bacta tank, but he should still not be feeling great.
True.
So that's going to tamper your reactions if you're still not feeling great.
But he does feel real great when his sister kisses him.
Yeah, I have that here.
Yeah,
he gets a big smile after that.
Big smile and smirk, like, ha ha. I'm better than Han. She likes me more than Han. And I was like, dude, you are being played.
Yep. He doesn't realize he's the pawn, or if he does, he's just going to.
Oh, he does not realize it. He's again. I think he's still the farm boy, naive farm boy.
Sure. Yeah, like kissing your sister.
Yeah. Okay.
Can we tangent on that?
We're going to tangent on that. Yeah. Have you heard the phrase? I wonder if everybody out there has heard the phrase of like, it's like kissing your sister.
Yeah, tying is like kissing your sister.
Kissing your sister, or like there's other ways of like people have related it of like, oh, this is so bad. It's like kissing your sister. And like, have you experienced with that? Like that's my like. When everybody says that, I'm just like, do you know what that feels like?
Yeah.
Like that's where it always feels weird to me. Like, I'm like, I guess they're going on the inherent, it's a bad thing, so it feels bad and it feels weird and gross. But I'm just like, how do you know that? You haven't experienced that, have you? Or have you? And then it's weird.
Yeah. Like I've heard the phrase most in like older movies.
Yep.
But then it's come up in like more recent family conversations.
Yes.
And so I'm
I think it's a generational thing.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, and that can die with the older generations. I'm fine with that. It's a weird
saying.
It's a weird turn of phrase.
Yeah.
Like, there's other ways to say that something isn't great, or like is a subpar situation.
Correct.
But what's your next instance of joy? Let's get off of, because that phrase does not bring me joy.
Yeah, no. So I have Luke is happy and laughs when Chewie hugs him goodbye.
Yeah, they have a very friendly goodbye. Luke smiles as he and Chewie say goodbye.
Yep. What is your next instance?
I have him when he is in the snow speeder getting ready for the Battle of Hoth.
Where?
In the bay, because Dax says that he could take on feels like he could take on the Empire himself.
Yep.
And Luke smiles at that phrase and is like, yeah, I know what you mean.
Right. Okay, cool. That's exactly where I have it. And I have it. My belief is that he's kind of smiling at Dak's confidence.
Yeah.
Of like he's feeling that, oh, Dak is confident, so I'm vibing off of that confidence.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Then I'm off of Hoth.
Yes. Obviously, Luke goes into battle, very tense situations. He nearly
dies a couple times.
Yep. So makes sense that there's not joy visibly on screen. But I have him.
They also lose the battle.
They do. They do lose the battle of
We've
Hoth.
seen them because in our last one we saw joy at the end of the battle for the Death Star, but that's because they won. This one they did not win.
I mean, they won in the sense that they evacuated people.
Oh, correct. In this, yes, there are, but it is a retreat. It is not.
It's a
like
retreat. People died in sacrifice of getting people off the base.
Correct.
Yeah. Anyway, I next have Luke happy when he's flying the X-wing towards Dagobah.
Agreed.
I have him smiling when he tells R2, "That's all right. I want to keep it on manual for a while."
Yep.
And to me, it seems like one of his more genuine or a higher level of joy than we've seen from him previously, or seen from him so far in this movie.
I disagree with your wording. I think I would say this is more genuine than higher level, because it's literally. I think this is more of like we can say this is him actually experiencing joy, as it is not a. You can obviously tell this is a joy moment. This is not like I'm tense or like I don't know what to do in this situation. I think that's more evident in previous scenes, and I think his kiss from Leia, he's a lot more joyful, air quotes, than this moment. But this moment is more genuine of like this is joy. Whereas the other one was like I'm smirking, I'm like I'm better, because again with that one I'm like he's feeling better than Han. Because he got mad when Han was like, "Aha, she loves me," and
she expressed her true feelings.
He got mad about that, and he's like, "Aha, I'm better than Han. She likes me better." So that's where I think it's. I wouldn't say it's a higher level.
It's more genuine. And yeah, and I like that, and it definitely shows because Luke is by himself. Yes, there's R2, but he is by himself, so he is doing this for himself. Especially, it sounds like you fly on autopilot most of the time. So he is doing this for him, and there's no one else around, and he can just like have his own moment.
Correct. I then have Luke in another instance with R2, and he laughs when R2 asks if Dagobah is safe for droids.
Yes, he's amused by that. I'm sure it's fine.
Yeah.
And then it's almost not fine.
And that is the last moment of Luke happiness until the very end for me.
Let me quick scan and make sure I'm not missing anything. But yeah, I don't have him until like the last minute of the movie.
Yeah, like when Luke smiles at Leia, and then he is also laughing at Chewie when Chewie makes the comment, and they say like, "We're gonna find him, Luke." And
yeah, when Lando and Chewie
say that. Yep.
Yeah. So I mean that makes sense because once Luke lands on Dagobah, he's put into Jedi training. He confronts a lot of things, grapples with fear and anger. We talked about that a lot in our previous seasons. Then he goes to Bespin into a fight, learns a terrible truth.
Yeah.
He was wondering if he was going to make it out of there because Vader had him pinned, lost a hand.
And essentially attempted to unalive himself, but managed to survive in order to not turn to the dark side.
Yeah. So, like, it makes sense that we see joy from Luke at the very beginning because he hasn't fully lost his innocence. And then on Dagobah, he loses what is left of his innocence.
Yeah, I would agree.
But we end on the hopeful note of Lando and Chewie going off to find Han.
Correct.
Because you don't want to leave the audience totally depressed.
And his new hand. So
that's true. Yeah, his whole clickety-clackety hand.
Cool hand Luke.
Cool hand Luke. I like that.
That's a movie.
Is it?
That is a really good movie. Or I wouldn't say really good. It's very basic. It's one of what's his name?
I can't help you on this one.
Me.
I can't. We can add it to our to watch list.
Redbird and Sundance Kid. It was Newton.
Paul Newman.
Paul Newman. There it is. Paul Newman's one of. Thank you. I appreciate that. One of Paul Newman's most iconic roles.
Oh.
Cool Hand Luke. It's
Okay.
really boring. I don't think you'd like it. It's about he's in prison and he eats a bunch of eggs, hard-boiled eggs. It's kind of weird.
Well, I mean that just made me think of Gaston.
I mean, kind of, but anyway.
Okay.
All right, back to our Star Wars discussion.
Yeah, back to Star Wars. Do you want to talk about Han or Leia next?
Does not matter to me.
Let's chat about Han. We'll save our lady for last.
He's pretty happy in this movie, or at least showing off that joys. Like again, I think it's interesting seeing what he has. But let's go into Han. So I have Han is smiling at Leia when he's teasing her about how he can't leave.
Is that in the hallway before Luke and the Tauntaun or after Luke and the Tauntaun?
After Luke and the Tauntaun.
Okay.
I don't have anything before that.
I just have the note that Han is happy that Luke is doing okay. Like I get that in his tone of like, how you feeling? And like he's
okay. I did not catch that because again there was no smiling or anything, but I will accept that. I thought about it, but I was just like I didn't see anything and I didn't get any like official thoughts or like official ways to read that. But yeah.
Sure.
No. So yeah, but then
in that same
scene when he makes fun of Leia of like, ha, you can't get rid of me. You shut down everything down.
Yeah, couldn't let a gorgeous guy like me slip away.
Right.
Yeah, he is happy in that moment, and then it's a little while.
And then he smiles again when Han tells everybody that Leia has expressed her feelings. I have him happy twice.
Oh yes.
That like, haha, she expressed her true feelings for me, and got like all like happy and smug about it.
Yeah. No, it's a good catch.
All right, where's your next Han moment?
I have it.
Mine's pretty far in.
I'm trying to remember the order of the movie. I think they've landed on the asteroid and they're fixing the ship.
Correct. No, that's where mine is. Yes, when they're on the asteroid, and Han smiles at Leia at his joke when the asteroid moves, and he's holding on to her, and she's like, "Don't hold on to me," and he's like, "Hey, don't get excited." And she's like, I need much more to get
being held by you isn't enough to get me excited.
There you go. And then he's just like, "Well, sorry, I don't have any time. I don't have time for anything else." And then just that smiles up he's like the smile. He's just like, "Oh, he got her." And she's like, "Oh yeah."
No, I made a note that's like a devilish grin. Like he is taking such joy in getting that zinger on her and teasing her and flirting with her in that way.
Very much agreed. I then have Han smiling when Leia calls him a scoundrel just before they're kissing.
That's my next one.
Yep.
Yeah, the bad boy likes it.
Scoundrel. I like that.
I like the sound of that.
I like the sound of that.
Yeah. That Harrison Ford heartthrob.
Uh-huh.
I next have Han expressing joy when they're looking for escape options. And he smiles a little bit when he sees Lando and Bespin on the maps in the Millennium Falcon system. That's close.
I did not catch that.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was looking for it. I did not catch it. So
it's a pretty
very
small smile, but to me, it's like, okay, there's a glimmer of hope, or like there's enough there for us to go off of.
Sure.
Yeah. What is your next instance?
My next instance is Han smiles at Lando when he's trying to make a move on Leia, like, "All right, you big smoothie."
Yeah.
Like, and gives a big smile and stuff like that. So,
yeah, Han gets a kick out of Lando flirting.
I don't know if he's getting a kick. I think it's that kind of that awkward, like, "Oh, I don't like that you're making a move on my girl, but like she's not technically my girl, so I can't make it, like, I can't get mad at him, so I have to be like, all right, you, ha ha ha." Like, and
see, I didn't get it as that. I got it more of like, yep, that's like it's the kind of Han is being a little nostalgic in that moment. He's like, yeah, this is the Lando I remember. This is the Lando I know.
Interesting. Okay. Sure. Then I have Han actually laughing, and like it's one of the only, I think, like genuine laughs we get out of the movie when Lando is talking to him about Bespin, and he just is laughing at Lando being responsible.
Yes. Lando expresses all of his labor difficulties, and Han's like, LOL, you're responsible.
You're responsible now.
Yeah. So I'm like, is that no, that's not joy at the expense of others.
No, it's like he's genuinely laughing if like the times change. Like you are not the guy. Like I never imagined you ever being responsible.
Yeah,
like, I never imagined you taking up the reins of this place and being a civilized person. Like the person I know is a scoundrel just like me and runs around, and he can't view himself doing that. So he's like, oh, wow, you're responsible.
Yep.
And that is my last instance of Han's happiness or joy.
Yes.
Because then he gets, that's literally just before he gets captured and then tortured and then frozen in carbonite. So, understandable.
Yep, very understandable.
All right.
So that brings us to our lovely lady.
Our lovely Leia. What's your first instance of Leia being or showing joy?
See, I don't have much for Leia at all.
I don't either.
That's why I'm going through my notes. I think the first one I have for her is when, like, basically right before they go to Bespin.
Yes, she smiles at the cleverness of Han and their escape from the Empire.
Yeah, as they float away with the garbage.
Yep.
Yeah, so I mean, we're like 2/3 of the way through the movie before we see Leia express any joy.
Right, and then I also have, so I have the moment that she's, the cleverness of Han, and then I also have another, she smiles at her own joke, because she makes the joke of like, and then we just float away like the rest of the garbage. And like a joke of calling the ship and herself like, and the group of them like garbage. Like I had those two instances together, but as two.
Yeah, no, I think it's two separate moments, but that makes sense. It makes sense for Leia, like,
yep,
because we talked so much in the fear episode about her and how she has no agency.
Yeah,
and throughout this whole movie, that it would be hard for her to express joy or to find the joy.
Correct. Then I'd like to talk about this one. So the next is I have her smiling at Lando, asking who she is. What have we here?
Mm-hmm.
I don't think it's actual joy. I think it's a smile, but I don't think it's actual joy. Do you agree or disagree?
Completely agree.
Okay, because go ahead.
To me, she is smiling out of politeness and nicety. She is a princess. After all, she's been taught these diplomatic measures. But I mean, looking at the rest of her face, yes, her lips turn up, but that smile doesn't go to her eyes.
Correct. And I also think context for the situation is because, again, Lando is immediately going to smooth, hello, what have we here? Like, I'm gonna try to make a move on you. And she's just like, I'm Leia. Like, I'm used to this. And like, I don't like this.
Well, I mean, literally like 30 seconds to a minute beforehand, she just told Han, like, I don't like this, or I've got a bad feeling about this.
She doesn't like, she feels she has a bad vibe off of Lando.
Yeah.
Which she was very right to have.
Exactly.
But my next instance is her getting joy out of, I wouldn't say necessarily joy, but like she smiles at Han after he punches Lando. You certainly have a way with people.
Yes. I have that too. So I'm like, she's trying to lighten the mood.
And I think like that's where she's trying to look for the joy of like she's proud of Han. Like, I think like she's again, this is where she's sort of coming out of her shell of like, I actually love this man, which they have not acknowledged most of the film.
Mm-hmm.
And then like she still is very stressed, but she's just like, oh, Han is not doing well, so like I'm gonna try to make him laugh. I'm gonna try to tell a joke and be goes into basically princess mode of like, I'm going to try to, or people pleasing mode, as she's trying to make him feel better when he feels terrible.
So I wouldn't necessarily say it's people pleasing mode. Like that's what I was like. Han does similar things for Leia when she's down, so she's just like doing what he does for her.
Right. I just more mean of like because she's trained that way, because of a princess.
You're looking into like her background,
like the
and
background training and stuff like that. That's what I meant of like of that. That's why I only say of like that kind of people pleasing.
Okay.
Kind of a thing.
Okay. But I do have one more expression of joy from Leia in this movie.
Yep.
And it's at the very, very end. She smiles at Luke and Lando as Luke is okay, and then Chewie and Lando go off to find Han.
Yes, but to me, I thought it was very specific of she laughs at something Chewie says.
Yes.
So Chewie says goodbye, and that's when both Luke and Leia smile, and they both laugh at like, so
Chewie said something,
like some joke or something that we don't know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is my last instance of Leia's happiness.
Yeah.
And joy. So it is a lot less than our previous one. For sure. But it still just, to me, was more surprising to see as much of it as we did.
Yep.
Yeah. So, I guess now we shift into part 2.
Jedi and Sith.
Jedi and Sith.
Don't you call me a mindless philosopher.
This is an interesting one. This is going to be so interesting.
So can we...
So let's do Sith first.
That's what I was going to say.
Just wipe it out, because there's one instance I have.
You have one?
I have one.
I have none.
You have none.
So where does Vader express...
Oh, no. Not Vader.
No, it's
the
Palpatine's
Emperor.
right. You're right. I have that too. I totally forgot.
Okay, because I'm like, the Emperor smiles when told Luke could be turned.
To the... Yes.
Okay.
He gives a
small little smirk. Like,
yes.
Like, yeah, okay.
Like, yeah. No, I totally forgot about that. I was just thinking of Vader, and I'm like, no, there's no joy from Vader.
No.
No joy from Vader. But Palpatine. Of the potential for, like, unlimited power, and, like, how that...
Or to me, it was more of, now I can turn him and kill Vader and get rid of, because Vader's weak.
Vader's limited.
Vader's limited because he's a droid, half droid, and he's like again, knowing what we know now from like having seen the prequels and stuff, you can be like, he's happy that like, now I can actually get my full apprentice from the one that was taken from me.
Mm-hmm.
But yes. All right, there you go. Now we jump into Jedi.
Which is, for the most part, Yoda. Ben makes a few appearances.
But he's not happy.
I do not clock any instances from Ben. He is rightfully concerned.
No. Correct.
But Yoda's happy. Is he, though? Is that what you want to talk about?
Because okay, so I'll just say now, like, yeah. I wrote down, like, Yoda is a giggling menace at Luke's camp. And then I just wrote down, like, I just marked tick tallies for every time he giggles. Because he's just giggling up a storm. And he's I love him at this point. But I have 9 instances of him just randomly, and like, giggling, then stopping, and then giggling again.
And that's just at the campsite
Just
scene?
at the campsite.
Wow.
And then I have him back at the hut.
Wow.
He giggles another 4 times.
Okay.
The reason I want to bring this up is I'm like, is he really a Jedi there? Because the moment he turns into Jedi Master Yoda,
where his identity is
revealed, he shuts all happiness down. Like, I have no other instances of him being happy in any way. And he's always either disappointed or like trying to teach Luke something. And I'm like, he's only giggling and happy when he's got a persona. He's not Jedi Master Yoda.
I didn't make that connection.
No? Oh, okay.
No, I was looking back through my notes. I'm like, are you sure? But no, my last instance for Yoda expressing joy is in the kitchen.
Yeah, in the kitchen where he's just like, and then, but then in
the last, yeah, so he's in the kitchen and he smiles, and the last one he says Luke's father was a powerful Jedi.
Yeah.
And then it ends.
And then later, in that same scene later on, though, he goes like, I could not train him. And the moment that hits, like, he just shifts to a new person. And he's just like, I cannot train him. And you're like,
wow.
he's no longer happy. He's like, so it's like, my question is like, which one's the real Yoda? Like, because he seems so happy and so giggly and just like, and like, just like, and they're like, mine, like, he's just like, I love Yoda in the camp. Like, he's so hilarious.
Yeah.
And he has such a sense of humor too, because he's just like, powerful. How do you get so big with food like this? Like, just like, he's telling all these jokes and everything, and he's hilarious. And then the moment he turns into Jedi Master Yoda, shuts it off. Like, which one is the real Yoda? And there's no right answer here.
No, yeah, I was going to say that's something that maybe only Frank Oz knows as the voice and puppeteer of Yoda.
And I don't even know if he does that. I don't even know if he knows that. To me, that's like a maybe George, and I don't even think George knows.
We're not going to give George that credit.
But that's what I'm like, I don't think he knows. Like, I think it's just like that kind of is just there. And
because to sidetrack a little bit, like, you get glimpses of the really giggly Yoda in the Clone Wars animated series.
And in Attack of the Clones, but it's only when he's dealing with children.
Right, and it's that innocence.
That innocence. Yeah, like, because that's basically what he is. He's like an innocent person, innocent child, innocent, like, being when you first are introduced. He's like, who are you?
We're gonna be curious, and as soon as something is basically asked of him, as soon as he's like, remember your responsibilities.
He's just like, we're in the zone now.
Yeah.
No more joy.
That's so interesting. I can't help but also think that so this is my own headcanon coming in, of like, there has to be some kind of like, with Yoda training Luke, like, he's reliving the past. He's reliving the awfulness of the fall of the Jedi, the loss of Anakin, all of those things, his failure in Revenge of the Sith, and maybe some of the things leading up to those moments that we don't know. So it's like, does he get serious and have that shift because he's like, I need to right these wrongs, and I need to be really serious about it because this is our last shot at bringing balance back to the galaxy. Just kind of thinking out loud there.
I think we're putting too much thought into it. I don't think they thought about it at all. As you were saying, like, I think George is the only one that knows, and I don't think he knows because, again, I think as I fell in love with, like, this Yoda introduction, like, it's just like, it's a moment of levity in a really dark film.
Yeah.
And so you're just like, look at this little creature just running around. Like, it totally, if you haven't seen it before, it totally catches you off guard. Like, because you're just like, oh, this little creature is like, and he's hitting, like, he's this Jedi master and he's hitting R2 with a stick, and he's not destroying R2 or anything. He's just like, what's going on? Like, he's just like this queer little puppet, this weird little puppet. And you're like, that doesn't look like a Jedi master.
Right, but I mean, that was the whole intention of, like, subverting
the expectation.
Exactly.
So and then the moment the expectation once it's been revealed, so to me it was more of just like, hey, let's subvert their expectations. Let's see this. There's no bigger meaning behind it about, like, Jedi or Yoda. I just think it was fascinating to notice.
Yeah. I also think
there's headcanons, absolutely.
Oh yeah, there's definitely headcanons.
Like, that you could do, but I'm like, there's nothing that, like, officially was intended that way.
No. Yeah, that's wild. Yeah, I'm gonna be noodling that one for a while, listeners.
I'm glad. I
wrote the things down, and then, like, obviously there was no more writing of things down, but it didn't click for me that, like,
well, because we're taking notes throughout. Like, we're not. That's not the intention, is to, like, kind of process things as we're watching it.
No, but I mean, it's
take every notes and take your notes through.
I was like, in the gap between when we watched it and when we are recording here, because we do not watch and then instantly hop on and record.
No, we don't. So, but yeah.
Yeah. Very cool. So anything else you want to say about Yoda and his joy?
No, I think that's it.
Very cool.
All right. That ends a very short. We'll have a lot more to talk about next time. But
yes, we will.
In Return of the Jedi. But that ends our very short part 2 with Jedi and Sith. We can now shift into part 3. We talk about Rebels and Imperials.
Yes.
Got a really good feeling about this.
So, would we like to start with Rebels or Imperials? How about let's start with Imperials, because I think it's going to be kind of on the shorter side, like it was for our for that because I have quite a few with our rebels and good guys.
Do you have any Imperials? I don't have any Imperials.
I don't.
Because I'm gonna technically Lando's not a good person, but I consider him.
I'm lumping him
in the rebellion because of where he ends up at the end of the film.
Yeah.
But so I have no. But that also again makes a lot of sense though, because the Empire is built on fear.
Yes.
Like that, like the Empire is built on, and fascism is built on fear.
Yes.
Of like, the moment you become expendable or complacent, you're cut off.
Right, and I mean, we talked so much about this movie or the Imperials with fear because all of the officers had fear.
Well, yeah, like 2 of them get offed by Vader for failure, like in this movie. And you're just like that is always, whenever Vader's around, you always have that fear of like, I could die now.
No, so I think it's worth pointing out too, because we talked about the Battle of Hoth and how this was, the Empire won. They stormed the rebel base. They probably got some prisoners, or they found the base, or whatever it was. But there was no joy in the officers in that. Like, this is what is expected of us. We are expected to win and to do this. And
right,
so
but they also didn't win though. Like, that's because the rebels got away.
Right, so they found the base.
They found the base. They
confiscated a lot of stuff, probably.
Right, but they didn't really care about that. They wanted the people, and so it was that they got overconfident, and they're like, "Yeah, we're going to come in and just wipe them out," and they got away. And then,
that's
so that was again the thing where, yes, technically the rebels didn't win, and they technically, I guess, didn't lose either. But it's like it wasn't like a victory of like, hey, we actually achieved something against our enemy. We escaped, and you're like, be happy about that. But it was like that was about it. So,
yes,
because we could just jump into the rebels. I have thoughts. This is not the first instance of joy that I have, but I have that the whole rebel base does cheer at the success of the first transport escaping. Like, the first transport is away.
Yay! Yeah, you see a bunch of people raising their arms and their fists in triumph, and people shout "Yay!"
And I wonder also, like, it's one of the instances of like, would we have seen that if we had actually gone to would we have seen more joy had we gone to the rendezvous point? Because we stay with Luke, who doesn't go to the rendezvous point, and then we have Leia, Han, and Chewie and C-3PO, who are like still being chased.
Right,
like,
they never make it to the rendezvous point either.
So like that's where I'm like, I think
that's an interesting point.
We might have seen more joy out of the rebels as a group, as a whole. Like, hey, we did it. We escaped if we had actually gone with that group.
Yeah.
But we stayed with the people who didn't get away because they're our main characters.
Yeah, no, that's a good point.
But anyway, back to the beginning. My first instance is the general talking to Han. He smiles as he says he hates to lose you.
Oh, I didn't have that.
No?
No.
Oh, okay.
So I guess
he says, I hate to lose you. And he has like that kind of like a smirk.
See, I guess I didn't clock it as a smile.
Okay, what did you clock it as? Not that?
Yeah, not
a smile?
Not a smile.
I had it as a smile.
Yeah, not a smile. So my first instance from the Rebels is Rogue 2.
Yes.
Rogue 2 is happy that he found Han and Luke.
And laughs at Han's joke.
Yes, he does.
Again, Han does a lot of jokes in this movie.
Yes. Yeah,
nice of you to stop by!
Yeah, so he smiles and he laughs, and then there's joy in his voice as he's messaging back to base, like, I found them. Yes, yes. That's a feel-good moment for me. Like, it's joy. Everyone's happy. Everyone's safe.
Mm-hmm.
I have one more instance of nameless rebels.
Where?
In the Battle of Hoth.
Okay.
I swore I heard a yeehaw come from the trenches when the AT-AT falls down.
Interesting. Okay.
So we don't see anybody, but I could have sworn I heard a yeehaw.
No, I don't know why I didn't write that down. Because as I'm thinking about it, I feel like there was And I could be totally just putting this into my brain. Like, I feel like I remember seeing a guy, like, throw up his fist.
Another fist pump?
Like, another fist pump of, like, hey, we got one. So, yeah, I don't know why I didn't write that down, but I think I would agree with you.
Yeah, so
I have that memory in my head.
Okay.
I could be totally wrong that the fist bump happens, but I agree. I think there is a cheer at least.
Yeah.
Not a yeehaw, maybe not, but, like, a cheer.
Some kind of cheer.
Some kind of cheer.
Sure.
I will say that, yes.
Yeah, so I have those instances from kind of the rebels en masse.
Okay, do we count Dak and Wedge as rebels en masse?
Yes.
Okay, then I have 2 instances of them.
Okay.
One of each.
I was going to say, we've already talked about Dak a little bit, so start.
We've not said what we talked about his confidence.
Yes.
But then he smiles and says that he feels he can take on the Empire himself. So that was like he's smiling as he says it.
Yeah.
And then I have Wedge is happy that he was able to take out a walker with the tow cable.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yeah.
I missed that.
Like, that got him. Yeah. All right, that is all I have for Nameless.
The larger rebel group.
Nameless rebel group.
Well, then
we can dive into more specific rebels.
Yeah, so should we... You started with Chewie.
Well, I'll delete that part.
Oh.
So, yeah. So, next... So, I guess the first instance of a named rebel, not that we haven't gone over already, is I have Chewie laughing at Leia, calling Han a laser brain.
Yes. I have that, too.
You know, where you get your delusions, laser brain.
That makes Chewie very happy.
And Han actually makes fun of him, laughing at fuzzball.
Mm-hmm.
So mean to Chewie.
Yeah. I next have Chewie happy or expressing joy when he's saying goodbye to Luke. Chewie gives him a hug.
I did not write that down. Again, I'm not sure that I would say the hug is...
The hug might be more love than joy.
That was more of what I felt it was, but I don't deny it. I mean, Luke was happy, and so, like, it could be happiness that Luke's okay, because that was more of the, like, where he, like, Luke also, like, gives him a weird, like, pet underneath his mat underneath, and I'm like, dude, he's not a dog. We're treating this guy like
he's an adult.
He's an alien. Like, he's an adult alien. Stop treating him like...
We know he's a couple 100 years old. This is weird.
I thought so. I mean, maybe they like that. Maybe all Wookiees like that, and it's not weird. But
as long as it's consensual.
Exactly. I'm like, I don't want this to be patronizing. It seemed patronizing to me.
Oh, hands down.
So.
That's actually all I have for Chewie.
For Chewie? Yes, I would agree.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
But that makes sense, because then they get thrown into their whole ordeal with the Falcon, and then he loses his best friend to the Carbonite, and all of that.
Who's next?
Let's go C-3PO, because I actually have an instance of C-3PO being happy before Chewbacca.
Okay. I do not have that.
So it's in the same scene, but just a little bit earlier. So C-3PO is happy to see Luke in recovery.
What gives you the impression that he's happy? Because that's where I struggled to see that there was happiness versus just stating a fact.
To me, it was the tone that C-3PO used when talking to Luke. That, well, one, his voice was louder, so it was more like he's exclaiming it, but it was also pitched up higher, like in a I was going to say in a joyful way, but you can't use the thing you're trying to define in your definition.
That is true. You cannot, but
his voice was higher pitched, and he was talking a little bit louder than when he's just stating a fact.
Correct. I agree with you. I didn't write it down because I didn't know how to defend it. So I appreciate it. I appreciate you being defended it. You did a great job. Yeah.
Thanks. Next for C-3PO.
I'd have him next being a block. And being super happy about it.
Yeah. So we're on the Falcon.
And
Han and Leia are having a
little moment, and then he jumps in. He's like, I've isolated the negative power coupling. And then Han tries to act all like, or that's where I was like, oh, is there actual happiness? He's like, thank you very much. I'm like, nope, he's very upset.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, you're most welcome. Like, he's so happy with himself.
Yes. So in that situation, again, C-3PO, to me, his voice is higher pitched. It's a louder tone of voice, but then he also raises his arms up a little bit too.
He's like, hey, I did it!
Yeah, he's celebrating.
Then I have C-3PO is happy to see Lando and is eager to serve.
Oh, I missed that.
Where he's just like, hi, I'm C-3PO, human cyborg relations. Oh, I'm.
Oh yeah, on the platform.
On the platform.
Yeah. No, I totally missed that. But that's also an interesting question because we talked about this meeting with Leia, and like, yes, she smiles, which is an expression of joy, but that's her training. Is that just C-3PO's training?
I don't think I could see that maybe if we don't know what happens later, but like later on, like he's yelling at them to like trust Lando. He's
That's
like,
true, yeah.
trust Lando. Like, we love this guy. What are you doing? Like, because he got taken out before they got betrayed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so like he's just like, no. I would say no. I would say it is not his training. It is like, because usually he's like an anxious guy. Like he's just like, I don't know about the situation, but he's just like, Lando, he's great. I knew it was gonna be okay.
And he was charmed.
Like he was charmed, yeah.
The last instance I have for C-3PO is as they are trying to escape Cloud City. C-3PO is happy when R2-D2 opens the door and they get to the platform that has the Millennium Falcon on it.
I have one before that, but I have one after that, but we'll talk about that one. No, I agree. Yeah, he's like, I never doubted you for a second. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah. No.
Yeah. So that was mine, but you have two others. So what are your two others?
So we can talk about this one. I wrote it down because of more of the verbiage than actually happening, but C-3PO appeared happy to see another protocol droid when walking onto Cloud City. He goes, nice to see a familiar face.
I could see,
and I'm like, his tone doesn't really change a ton, and then it turns, and then he gets disrespected, and so then he's like, oh, and then he's like, oh, is there another R2? And that's more like intrigue than I would say happiness, but like the verbiage of it's nice to see a familiar face to me is more of like joyish.
Yeah,
it's hard to because it's just words and doesn't. It's nice. Is nice joy? I don't know.
Right. I was going to say, we just have the words. We don't really have the body language. So, I mean, like, if it's joy, I would say it's a very
low.
Level.
I would say very low.
Yeah.
Then C-3PO is happy and surprised that R2-D2 was able to fix the hyperdrive. Because you did it! Like, in that, like, high, like, giddy kind of response of, like, because he'd been and to me, it was more like he was setting himself up for the, like, joy, because he's just like, what do you know about he's a bitter bunny after he got blasted up. Like, he's just like, everybody, like, Chewie, you blasted oaf, like, and he's very mean. We talked about this in our other episodes of anger and stuff like that. Like, he's very mean, and he's like yelling at R2, like, get over here and fix me, I'm not done yet. And then he's like, oh my gosh, you did it. Like, it's like a switch, I felt.
Yeah.
Like, yeah,
So no, that's a good catch. I don't know why I didn't write it down. Maybe I just thought he was just in his high anxiety mode.
Again, it's kind of more. It is surprised of like, but yeah, like, who knows?
Who knows?
But yeah, that is my last instance of C-3PO.
Great. Let's go on to our other droid then.
I do have at least one for R2.
I have a few for R2.
I only have one.
I have a couple.
Okay, I'm going to let you go then.
So my first one is, again, as Luke has recovered or has gotten out of the Bacta tank, I think R2 is also happy to see Luke in recovery. I noted happy tones and beeps.
Okay, sure. There's a lot going on in that scene, so I missed that, but yeah.
No, there is a lot. Yep. I mean, we've talked, pretty much every character, except for Leia, is happy in that scene.
Right. Yeah.
My next one for R2 is on Dagobah. R2 whistles and hums his little song as he navigates through the swamp once he falls in.
Is that happy, though? To me, that's cute. Like, that's them trying to make you feel happy as an audience member. And, like, is it adorable? Oh, heavens, yes. Does it make me happy? Oh, heavens, yes. But I'm like...
Yeah, I think R2's happy because he was successful in giving Luke a scare.
Oh. Yeah.
He's like, I got you.
I got you. No. Okay. That's where I was just like, what would he be happy about? But he's like, I survived. I'm okay. And I worry. No.
I gave Luke a scare because I don't think he himself was necessarily happy to be like submerged in the water and going through that. But it's the fact that he gave Luke a scare.
Okay. Nope. Okay.
The cheeky bugger.
No, because I did wanted to write that down, but I'm like, what's he happy about? Like, this makes no sense.
I mean,
I could not defend it again.
That's fair.
No, I agree and I accept and I appreciate your defense on that one because I'm just like, he sounds happy, but I'm just like, what about? Like, he's humming. I'm like, he literally is in a swamp. How can he be happy?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Well, I also just like needed to include it because his little song is like my favorite noise that he makes in the entire saga.
It's adorable.
It's so iconic and adorable, and I love it.
Yep. Very much agree.
Then I don't have R2 happy again until they're flying away on the Falcon.
Yep. Agreed.
So they've escaped. They're working on escaping Cloud City. The R2 has to fix the hyperdrive because that's still not working. But then I have R2-D2 screaming in joy as he falls over once the hyperdrive kicks in.
Oh, see, totally disagree on that one. That one's not joy.
Oh.
To me, that's he's like, oh my gosh, I'm falling. I have another version of his happiness before that.
Okay.
But let's talk about the hyperdrive. Do you think he's happy? I figured he knew what he was doing, and so he's just like, yep, I'm going to go do it, and then like he literally falls in a hole.
So I guess, and that's one of the things we'll never be able to parse.
No.
So I'm like, maybe he is part of the joy, or like part of his exclamation started in joy of like, yes, I did it, we're going to get out of here. And then once it kicks in, he's falling and falls into the pit. And so then if it like started as one thing and then turns into the other.
But did it start as one thing? Like he turns it on and he doesn't make a noise until he starts flying backwards.
Yeah. You make an excellent point.
Like that's my, like, I don't want to take away your moment.
That's why we have this podcast is to discuss the moments. And so yes, R2 is making a very excited noise, but just because he's excited doesn't mean he's happy.
And I wouldn't use it because again, like he's very limited in his noise making. So
right.
Like his afraid and excited could be the same.
Right.
Like,
that's what. Yeah. He's just like in a high agitated.
He's screaming.
State. Yeah.
To me, it was like he's screaming of like,
I'm falling over.
I'm falling. Like I can't control myself.
Yeah. No, that's a good point. So I will take that one back.
Okay, but I do have R2 joking at C-3PO as he's dragging him onto the ship. See, you didn't write it down, but you already know what I'm talking about.
No, I know exactly the moment you're talking about.
So I have written down specifically of like he's laughing beeps.
Mm-hmm.
His laughing beeps as he's pulling C-3PO, and then to me it's the laughing beeps, and then also it's C-3PO's response.
Of course, it better.
because then you're like, yeah, C-3PO is absolutely making fun of him because C-3PO just literally just goes like, of course I've looked better.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just like, yeah, he was totally like, you've never looked better. Yeah. So
I love R2.
He's so funny.
All right.
I think our last person is Lando.
Yeah, I was gonna say last but not least, Lando Calrissian
gets introduced in the middle of the film.
Yes,
but does have quite a bit of happiness.
He does.
So I would say, first instance, like we're introduced to him, I think, in an angry, but then also like super happy because like he laughs at his own joke of tricking Han.
Yeah,
and he's just like and that's so I get. Oh, so I was wrong. I talked about Han maybe being the only person to actually have like a genuine laugh. Like this seemed also like a genuine laugh.
Yeah, when
he's just like this is a full-throated laugh too.
Yeah,
of he's just like, I'm so happy to see you, man. Like he just gets.
How you
been? Like, what'd you do to my hunk of junk ship? Like, oh, how'd you do that? Like, yeah, he just got into that like vocal. Yeah, I made noises. I'm sorry, Sylvie.
Yeah, the cat is sitting on Alex's lap, and she's been dozing, but certain noises that Alex makes perks her up, and
the high-pitched noises tend to pick up those ears.
Yep, that, and she didn't really care for Alex's little Lando voice there.
Nope.
It's okay. Go back to sleep, kitty.
Yeah. So that was my first instance of his happiness.
Yes.
Yep.
Yeah.
And then okay.
I was going to echo that is, I think, a very genuine form of joy that we see, and I think our true genuine forms of joy are pretty limited in this movie. Like we talked about Luke flying the X-wing. We talked about Han earlier, and then I think there's this one here with Lando.
Right, and I almost think that he stays happy through most of that scene, but it's just it's hard to identify sort of because it's when he goes well, hello, well, we talked about whatever here. I don't think you see. It's more of intrigue and stuff like that, but he's like, hey, we're here. We can do whatever we need. You're my friend. I'm going to take care of you, even though he's swindling him behind his back.
Yeah. So yeah, because I had noted that Lando smiles as he introduces himself to Leia.
Yep. And then I have just the comment. We talked about it a little bit with Han laughing at Leia. I have Lando asks, "What's so funny?" When Han laughs, and then he's like, "Oh, responsibility." So but that's not him showing joy. It's just So, but then I have Lando is happy and smiles at Leia's beauty and says, you truly belong here with us in the clouds."
Yes, I also have that.
All right.
There's not much more to add.
Nope.
To that.
Do you have any others?
The last instance I have for Lando is again at the end of the movie.
Yep.
He smiles when he's talking to Luke and Leia on the Millennium Falcon. He's on the Falcon. The other two are in the medical ship. But Lando says, "We'll find Han." There's a smile on Lando with that, but to me, it's I think a more genuine smile than when we met him on the mining colony. Or
interesting. What?
Not okay. More genuine. Yeah. No, I'll say more genuine because I think part of the smile, the smiling and the joy that we got from Lando in the mining colony was part of his act. So it's hard to differentiate what was true joy, except for that initial hug and meeting with Han. That was true joy of seeing Han.
Okay, sure.
But then the rest of Lando's smiles and interactions, I'm like, is this part of the act or is this truly Lando?
Okay,
but to me, the smile that he has once he's with the rebellion, once he's going to go find Han, once he's basically picked a side and I'm going to fight for my friends.
Yeah.
I think he's more at peace with himself and has that contented feeling of I'm doing the right thing here. I had wronged my friends before, but I'm going to make it right.
I agree. No, so yes, it's that initial seeing of Han and the laugh. I'm like, that's the most genuine.
That is, but then everything after that, you're is it how much is the act Lando and how much is the real Lando?
Correct.
And then when you're at the end, he's like, I'm going to fight for my friends. Right. That's real Lando.
Correct. No, completely agreed. Thank you for that explanation.
You are welcome.
All right. I think that brings us to an end.
Yeah, so we talked about a lot.
We did. Yeah, again, interesting. Again, the darker middle chapter of the original trilogy. I found it also interesting that it's considered the darker middle chapter, and I fully agree that it is, but then I noticed that almost every single one of our characters smiles at the end to try to give you a little bit of hope of they can't totally just say oh no, we're dead, nothing good is going to happen.
No, you have to end on hope.
You have to keep hope going.
Rebellions are built on hope.
Exactly. So I thought I just found that fascinating. Again, super interested in where our conversation is going to go with the Jedi. This one was interesting to talk about Yoda and stuff like that. So that was fascinating.
Yeah.
But let us know what you thought. If you see joy in Star Wars or in Empire Strikes Back or in any way, let us know what you thought. Let us know what you thought of the episode. You can find us on Feeling the Force Pod on Instagram. You can find us on Threads. We're also on BlueSky, Feeling the Force Pod, and we're also on Facebook. You can send us a good old-fashioned email at feelingtheforcepod@gmail.com.
And you can check out our website at feelingtheforcepod.com.
Awesome. And we hope you all have a wonderful new year and enjoy and celebrate safely. And
we'll see you for our discussion on joy in The Return of the Jedi.
Next month, yes. Get to talk about Return of the Jedi and the return of Giggly Yoda. So, because he does giggle a bit and when he dies. It's interesting. It's weird.
Giggles as he dies.
He does, not as he dies, but in his dying, like when he shows up, like. So anyway,
I'm excited to talk about some Ewoks.
That too. Oh my gosh, I love me some Ewoks.
Yeah,
Golly,
Ewoks are great.
Willikers. If you don't like Ewoks, you don't like fun. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. All positivity here, unless you're
a fascist
or fascist or racist or any other of those things. So always remember,
your focus determines your reality.
Your focus determines your reality.
You forgot it for a minute, didn't you?
Yep.
I did too.